Good evening and welcome to Aging with Attitude. My name is Alan Levin, and this evening our guest is Jay Chapman of Comprehensive Home Care. Welcome, Jay, to Aging with Attitude.
Well, thank you, Alan. Thanks for having us.
Oh, it's a pleasure. We're always happy to learn about services, especially for, obviously, the aging. Now, Comprehensive Home Care sounds like a great name for a business because it seems to explain almost everything that you might do, but elaborate for us. Exactly what areas do you cover?
Well, Alan, we're a non-skilled home care agency located here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and we work with aging adults and other populations that might need assistance or home care.
I see. What specifically do you, when home care, I think of what? Cleaning, giving baths, showers, that sort of thing?
Sure, absolutely. Those are some of the things that we do. We, pretty much anything that you need to get up and function within your own home, whether it be, bathing, getting dressed, meal preparation, cooking, light housekeeping, errands, and those types of things. Those are what we help out with.
Now, do you normally have people in the home all day long, or is it like coming there 3 or 4 days a week? I'll tell you what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Is this a service that, let's say, somebody might have? They're working full time. They work 9 to 5, and they've got mom at home, and mom needs help. Could I call you and have somebody come over and spend the day with mom, or is that usually necessary?
Absolutely. The amount of time that we've spent in a person's home is really dependent upon their needs.
Sure.
So if it's a situation where someone's working full time and their mother's living with them, and she may be experiencing different situation, whether it be Alzheimer's or dementia, or just needs someone to stay with her as a companion.
Sure.
Those are some of the services that we do provide.
Yeah. I would imagine, you mentioned Alzheimer's, that if mom happens to have Alzheimer's, you would probably want somebody there, all day long, because you can never tell what an Alzheimer's patient might do. They could hurt themselves. They
Absolutely.
could burn the house down.
Absolutely.
You don't know. But maybe for other kinds of people, you might only need to send them over maybe once in the morning to help them with a shower or to prepare breakfast and then leave a lunch for them, something like that.
Absolutely.
Because they're a little bit more highly functional. Roughly about what percent of your clients need the all-day care as opposed to maybe drop in like once in the morning?
Well, typically speaking, it just depends. Really, it's situational.
Sure.
So sometimes, as people age, it gets a little bit more difficult to ambulate around the home or fix their meals or get dressed, and daily tasks that sometimes we take for granted, people have done for 70, 80 years. Start to become a little more difficult. So it's good to have some interaction with people in this population, as a family member or loved one, to understand when the needs might be there.
Sure.
And they could start out as simple as coming by, like you said, in the morning, helping get the day started. And once people are up and moving, they do fine. It could graduate into some other more care might be needed as things go along, whether it be from a surgery or just aging naturally. It really just depends on the situation. But we can provide as a company and do 24/7 care, just depending on the person's needs.
What provision is there for protecting me, and let's say more specifically from mom, from having somebody come into the home who is not properly vetted and might do something bad, maybe like steal stuff or be abusive?
Absolutely, and we take extreme measures on that. We, and myself included, we interview every employee that we hire. They're all W-2 employees. We're certified and licensed by the state of North Carolina to be a home care agency. And there are certain rules and regulations that you need to follow when you're doing, when you're licensed, and they expect you to take care of. We do criminal background checks on all our employees.
Good.
We're insured and bonded.
Sure.
And not only that, but we take it a step further and really make sure we're putting the right person, the right personality match into the home with somebody's loved one. It's something we take very seriously.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier, that apart from all the practical functional things that the helper might do, make breakfast, prepare lunch, and so forth, there's also a kind of like a socializing kind of aspect to it also.
Sure.
You would want to send people into, let's say, my mom's home, who's kind of like a talker, kind of like a sociable person. You wouldn't want necessarily send a loner or an introvert, because maybe mom would benefit from having someone to talk to. I mean, she's there all by yourself all day long. I'm at work, let's say.
Right.
And it'd be good to have someone to chat with and talk to.
Sure.
And that would be a benefit.
Yeah, and I think there again, every personality type, every person has certain attributes that they want to associate with, and part of being able to select that is to really understand the individual's needs, wants, and desires. So we really try to match the best aid with that personality type. Right. And there's cultural differences too. Everybody has different backgrounds and things, and so we try to match that best as possible.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I can definitely see that. So there's more to it than just somebody who knows how to make hospital corners on beds.
Yeah, absolutely, and and I think that's something we've learned, with experience, is that you want your caregiver to obviously connect with someone. Yeah. Provide outstanding services, the top ringer, but you want a relationship that the client feels comfortable with and the aide feels comfortable with.
Yeah. You mentioned in the material you sent us that that you can do both pre and post-operative care. I think we all understand what post-operative care would mean. It would depend on what the operation was, of course.
Sure.
But what do you do for pre-operative care?
Well, typically when someone calls, say, they don't have transportation, or a spouse is working, or I'll use my brother-in-law as an example. He was, he's roughly my age, probably early 40s. And he had to have eye surgery. Well, my sister happened to be out of town, so and they picked him up from his home, took him to get the surgery done, waited there for him when he was out, got him into the car, picked up his medication with him, took him back to the home, made sure he was taken care of, and that he was able to do all the things that the doctor ordered. Right. Picked him up the next day and took him back to the doctor for a checkup. But the pre-operative side is just making sure everybody gets there on time, that they're taken care of, and things go smoothly.
Very important service to provide. Very important indeed. And it's a lot better and probably a heck of a lot cheaper than having to call an ambulance.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And a lot of times, you see, and I've seen a lot in some of these, even with the post-operative piece that you mentioned, people taking cabs to rehab facilities after they've had a surgery or something. Right. Well, the cab will pick you up and drop you off, but they don't make sure you get into the facility or out of the facility in a safe manner, back to your home, into your bed, or wherever you need to be in a safe manner. So there are little things that that we can do to help maintain safety, keep you out of the hospital and in your home.